I never imagined my life would start to feel like the plot of a bad Netflix drama. But there I was, living it. It started with little things. Sarah, my wife of 10 years, became distant. Her phone was practically glued to her hand. Notifications popped up, and she would tilt the screen away, a practice deflection that felt like an insult to my intelligence. Late nights at the office weren't rare. They became routine. Yoga classes appeared mysteriously in her calendar. Expensive lingerie showed up in drawers, but never for me. At first, I told myself not to overthink it. Trust, that fragile currency of marriage, was supposed to shield me from suspicion. But the pit in my stomach refused to shrink. And then came the cafe. I saw her, laughing, leaning into David, my best friend since childhood. The guy who had celebrated every milestone with me, who had been there for late-night gaming marathons, who had stood next to me on my wedding day. That day, something inside me broke. I confronted David first. Classic David. Charming, persuasive, infuriatingly smooth. Come on, man. Don't be paranoid. We were just catching up. His tone made me question my own instincts. Maybe I had imagined the intimacy, the closeness, the way she tilted her head toward him. Sarah's response was worse. Tears, indignation, righteous anger. You're destroying this marriage with your jealousy, she accused. My parents, blindsided by her theatrics, echoed the same refrain. Friends scoffed. Disbelief etched across their faces. Dave? No way, they said. I felt isolated, trapped in a horror game where everyone insisted the mansion was safe, while I could hear the zombies scratching at the windows. Then I saw the documents. Subtle financial manipulations, account transfers, consultations with lawyers, a prenuptial draft that would leave me almost nothing. This wasn't just cheating. This was a heist. I hired Frank, a private investigator. Expensive, yes, but worth every penny. Within weeks, Frank delivered proof. Photos of Sarah and David at hotels, credit card receipts, audio recordings of conversations. Her voice wasn't warm with affection. It was cold, calculated. Proof alone wasn't enough. Acting too soon would make me the angry husband, painting me as the villain. So I became invisible, watching, planning, preparing. I turned technology into a weapon. Subtle software logged app usage, geolocation, timestamps. Mirror documents captured every email and financial record she touched. I learned their routines, mapped every cafe visit, every late-night meeting, every unexplained expense. I identified their weak spots, the moments when Sarah's guard dropped and David's confidence blinded him. I became methodical. Each day had a rhythm. Morning spent at work, logging and archiving every email, every pitch, every client meeting. Afternoons spent tracing digital breadcrumbs at home, ensuring nothing escaped my notice. Evenings became a blend of observation and mental simulation, rehearsing confrontations, anticipating manipulations, preparing neutral, non-suspicious responses. I let them think they were winning, while I quietly flipped the board piece by piece. Her financial maneuvers were tricky. The subtle diversions of funds she had been orchestrating were like small mines buried across our shared accounts. I moved slowly, deliberately, transferring incremental amounts into offshore accounts Frank had helped me set up. Each transaction was designed to be invisible, undetectable, but precise enough to regain control. Simultaneously, I documented every move she made, linking it to receipts, timestamps, and corroborating evidence. The legal groundwork was meticulous. Discreet consultations with a divorce attorney revealed exactly what I would need: a paper trail, corroborated evidence, airtight documentation. I created an organized folder system: financial records, emails, surveillance logs, photos, recordings, everything cataloged chronologically and cross-referenced. Each item had multiple backups, stored securely, redundantly. I mapped every detail of their behavior. Every cafe visit, late-night rendezvous, or unaccounted trip became a plotted data point. I learned their weak spots, the times when Sarah's guard dropped, when David's overconfidence clouded his judgment. I observed, quietly, like a predator studying its prey. Each pattern informed my next move. Each slip of theirs a step closer to their undoing. Work became another battlefield. Every client interaction, every pitch draft, every line of code I wrote was logged and backed up. I subtly nudged scenarios where Sarah's interference would fail without alerting her. Every time she thought she had the upper hand, I had already built contingencies, backdoors, and counters. I had trained myself psychologically. I rehearsed responses, anticipated objections, maintained composure while they flaunted their perceived control. I stayed calm while they believed I was oblivious, calculating every move with patience. The day came. Everything converged. The client presentation wasn't just a meeting. It was the culmination of months of planning, observation, and preparation. Sarah arrived radiant, arm linked with David, wearing the anniversary necklace I'd given her, a bitter, ironic flourish. I delivered the presentation flawlessly, and then subtly introduced the question, intellectual property theft. The room went silent. Then I unleashed it all, photographs, receipts, audio recordings, financial logs. Every lie, every secret meeting, every diversion laid bare. Sarah tried to speak, but her objections fell flat against the wall of evidence. David went pale, every color draining from his face as the client's shock turned to anger. The fallout was immediate. Clients cut ties. Legal proceedings began. Their reputations were ruined. I had already secured a leadership position with a prestigious company, offering me security, freedom, and recognition. Custody, assets, and financial security were protected by the meticulous records I had built. I didn't just survive betrayal. I mastered it. Every move had been deliberate, every risk calculated, every detail anticipated. By the time the dust settled, I hadn't just reclaimed my life, I had built a better one. A life of clarity, strength, and freedom. I had lost a wife and a best friend, but I had gained something far more valuable: control over my own story. Game over. Player 1 wins.